What's going on YouTube? Thank you guys so much for tuning into one last video for 2017. I can hardly believe this year has flown by as quickly as it has, and looking back over the year on my YouTube channel, I'm just amazed at how much things have changed, how I've stuck to things, and I'm even more excited about next year and what I can do with the vlog, as well as what I'm gonna be doing just in life in general. I know Vlogmas was just my most recent project that I was working on, and it was definitely more challenging, I think, than I expected, especially with my work schedule. But it wound up kind of turning into more of like the 12 days or 13 days of Vlogmas instead of the full 25-day thing, but it still wound up being a really awesome project for me to work on. And on Instagram a few days ago, I announced my Vlogmas care package winner and my subscription prize winner. I decided to add one more prize. I announced that, I think, in another video as well, but my winners were Danielle and Carolina. Thank you guys so much for participating. The whole point of this Vlogmas giveaway thing was for me just to say thank you to everyone that's been supporting me and you know, has shown love on the channel or on the videos. I really appreciate you guys for what you do. It's one thing to do something you love just because you love doing it. It's a whole different thing when other people acknowledge it and appreciate it and are on the same page as you. So I really do thank you guys for checking in and checking out the channel and the videos and sticking with me all Vlogmas long. But you guys should be getting your package shortly, mailing it out on the 2nd, I believe. I really hope you guys will enjoy what you get. Okay, anyway, so that brings us to this video. I was debating whether or not I would put this video up just because it seemed a little bit more personal, and I wasn't sure if this is something that I really wanted to put up on YouTube, but I thought it would be beneficial to other people who might be in a similar situation as I was last year. And you know, I really wanted to talk about what made 2017 such a special year for me. If you guys followed along, you know that it was a big year for me as far as my career, completing the academic portion of my career and moving into the professional phase of my career, and it was amazing. A lot of growth, a big decision to not move back home and to stay where I was. It's been a crazy year. I met a lot of amazing people. I've had the opportunity to travel to so many different places, and you know, now I look back over this year and I reflect, and I really thought it would be a good idea for me to share, you know, what brought about, you know, all these awesome things happening. And you know, a lot of it was just, you know, persistence and hard work over the course of several years. But I think there is one thing that really made 2017 so special, and I think the best decision that I made all year was for me to invest in myself. I feel like that's a very generic term that a lot of motivational speakers and life coaches use, but I think it makes all the difference in the world, especially when you're in the kind of situation that I was in at the end of 2016. And to kind of, you know, elaborate on that without giving away too much detail, I was just in a really bad place mentally, emotionally at the end of 2016. I had kind of been through a string of bad dating experiences, and I was getting kind of frustrated at where I was in my career. I wasn't necessarily, you know, super stoked about still being a student and not being more independent, and also just where I was physically in West Texas. I was having some, I don't know, issues, I guess, just settling where I was, or just being happy where I was. I thought, you know, maybe if I was here or there or even back home, I would be happier. And you know, all of those thoughts, all of those bad decisions, all of those crazy relationships that I got involved with, it really brought me down. Like, I had no concept of self-worth, self-esteem. I was just, you know, so broken at the end of 2016. I just felt like I needed a change. I needed to do something differently. I decided that what I needed to do was to break away from certain toxic, negative habits that I had, you know, kind of made a routine for me. A lot of it revolved around dating and relationships because so much emphasis in my life, like over my entire life, has been placed on being in a relationship, being married, and I think that's a great thing. It's great to be married. It's great to be in a solid, you know, monogamous relationship, all of that stuff. But when you make it so much of a priority, or when you actually turn it into a milestone that's supposed to be achieved rather than something that, you know, may happen when two good people come together that are committed and want to make things work, I feel like there needs to be an intervention, because I was compromising left and right. My beliefs, who I was as a person was I was constantly changing who I was so that I would somehow measure up to whoever I was dating or talking to at the time, which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, if I saw someone that I loved, you know, whether it was a friend or a cousin or someone that was telling me that they were going through that, I would just instantly be like, no, you don't have to change who you are for someone else to love you. Like, you are inherently valuable just because you are you and you're unique and there's no one else like you. But I could not see that about myself. So I just, you know, constantly felt like, you know, if I was just prettier or smarter or wittier, funnier, just more charming, but more pleasant to be around, I would, you know, land the right guy, land the right marriage, all this stuff. And it was rough. Like, it was rough putting that much pressure on myself, and, you know, ate away at me every time I got, you know, involved with someone and it didn't work out. I'd start off so invested because I thought that, you know, like, you know, I was gonna get everything right and I was just going to become the perfect person for this person. And that was the worst way to approach any of this dating stuff at all. But I didn't know how else to approach it. Culturally, like, dating is just not something that anyone ever taught me how to do. I mean, yeah, you go to church and like they tell you, like, you know, don't do the bad stuff and look for all these good things in a person. But on a practical level, like, nobody, like in my family, my parents, nobody was telling me, this is how you should do it. This isn't how you should do it. He should treat you like this. You should treat him like this. And, you know, healthy, loving, good relationships are not something that I've grown up seeing throughout the course of my life. And it also didn't help that I grew up in a super strict household where I was pretty much told not to date, and then all of a sudden I got to grad school and my folks were like, well, when are you getting married? And I'm like, Mom and Dad, I think we're missing a couple of steps in between, don't you think? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. I just felt like I was being thrown to the wolves when I got to grad school, and suddenly the expectation is, oh, you're gonna finish school and then just happen to be married. It made no sense. Okay, so a lot of background right there. Anyway, 2017 comes along, or the end of 2016 comes along, and I'm like, I have to make a change. I have to do things better for myself. I had strayed so far away from my faith and who I really truly am as a person, and I had just kind of become this shell of a person. Really unhappy, really heartbroken and miserable, and I just felt like I had, you know, sustained so many wounds from all these poor decisions that I had made in my life. So yeah, I decided that I was going to take 1 year away from dating. But that wasn't just it. I wasn't just going to take something away. I was going to add a lot of positive, good things in my life. I was going to start getting more involved in my church and my small group and start taking care of myself more, whether it came to fitness or self-care or just making sure that, you know, I wasn't resorting to stupid things like drinking or partying to make myself feel better when I was going through emotional lows, because I knew that would happen. I knew that I needed to take needed to take time to heal from all the negativity and just heartbreak that I had been experiencing over the years, and that I had just kept masking by getting into another relationship or just continually going on these dates, just because I felt like I needed to fill a void in my life, or I needed to not feel the pain of a failed relationship or potential relationship. And you know, it started off really like just, you know, it wasn't a glamorous year. It was just about me becoming more routine and more disciplined and cutting out bad stuff from my life. And the beginning of the year, it just felt like a grind. Like, it felt like every morning I was just forcing myself to wake up super early, go to the gym, go to my clinicals, or, you know, study, do whatever I needed to do, finish school, pass my boards, get a job. And it was crazy because, you know, over the course of January to May, you know, it was just working on school stuff. From the course of June to August, it was just working on boards. And then from August to the end of the year, I was working, and I was just going through all of these big phases of my life. And it was as if that, you know, I don't know, like, so much was happening in my life, and I feel like I wasn't necessarily aware of at the time, but I'm fully convinced that the person I am now is not the same person that I was at the end of 2016. I have so much more appreciation for how far I've come and what I'm doing with my life and what I'm doing, you know, as far as being consistent in my health and taking care of myself, being consistent in maintaining, sustaining, and deepening the relationships, and, you know, being truly present in the friendships and the relationships that I have right now. Also, just taking advantage of the time that I have as a single person was such a big part of all of this. Whether it was taking time to, you know, invest in who I was as a professional, taking time to invest in who I am as a person, and pursuing the things that I enjoy doing, like traveling. You know, everything really came full circle as I look back on this year. And one big thing for me was this vlog. Me pursuing this vlog was me getting out of my comfort zone and doing something that I wanted to do for so long, but for so many reasons I was so self-conscious about what other people would think, how they would respond to me putting videos of myself out there. And honestly, not listening to that and going out and doing this anyway was the best decision that I could have made. I love this. I've begun to realize that I have a real passion or a desire to pursue video production and content creation and, you know, editing and putting all this stuff out there. It's something that I've really grown to enjoy. And like I said before, having my subscribers, my viewers who interact with me and respond to the videos, it makes all the difference in the world, because I'm sorry, it helps me know that other people are, you know, supporting what I'm doing. Other people see the vision the way that I see it. And for that, I'm truly, truly grateful. And the reason why I even said all of this, you know, why it's important to invest myself, it wasn't just about the vlog. It wasn't just about the bad habits that I was cutting out. It wasn't just about finishing school and all of that stuff. It was about taking time to realize that I have value as a person myself, without the addition of another human being, without, you know, the degrees, without having a certain body or this or that. But the point of this year was to help me realize that I have the potential to do so much, and I can do more, so why not do it while I have the time and the resources? Because there may come a day where I don't have time to commit you know, hours every week to this vlog because my time is taken up by something else. This may well just be a very short season of my life that I can be the best PT that I can be, or I can be a vlogger or anything else really. But my hope is that through this vlog, through this video specifically, that, you know, I can encourage people that maybe hear my story and hear, you know, their life story being told, and, you know, they are inspired to not do the exact same thing that I did, but to just really take the time to invest in themselves however they need to. Maybe you haven't been doing that because there's some toxic relationships or just bad habits in your life that you're holding on to, and I just hope that you guys will find the courage and the strength to break away from those things and to pursue the things that you were really meant to do, the reason that you were put on this earth. I really hope you guys find that purpose in your life as all through 2018. And it's not a one-day thing. It's not something that you're gonna think about tonight or tomorrow night and just figure out. It's a day-by-day process. It's a commitment that you make to yourself, and it's something that your future self will thank you for. Because I know, sitting where I'm sitting right now, I'm looking back on 2016 and 2017, and I'm just amazed at how polarly opposite I am this year compared to the way I was last year. So much happier, so much more peaceful, not burdened or discouraged by my circumstances, but instead I've decided to, you know, focus on making better decisions and putting better people into my life, and, you know, steering clear of, you know, all the negativity and all of the, you know, just all the toxic behavior that I was letting myself take part in 2016. But questions or comments or whatever it is, just if I wasn't clear about something, just leave it in the comments below. If you guys want to see another video about anything that I talked about, please let me know that as well. The last thing I want is for this video to come out as like a I hate dating and relationships and men thing, because no, I don't. I love boys, I love relationships, I love love. I'm still the most hopeless romantic that I know. But now I also realize the importance of being in love with my life right now, the way it is, and not seeing it as something's missing or something's wrong with me or something is, you know, like, or I'm incomplete, you know. It's not like that anymore. I said I love relationships and love and marriage and all of that. I think it's great and it's awesome and it has its place. But, you know, falling in love with yourself, investing in yourself, understanding that your life by itself is not incomplete and it's worth so much just because you are uniquely yourself. Is so important to realize. Okay guys, I am gonna stop rambling now. I'm gonna go to my New Year's Eve party, kickback, hangout thing, and kick off the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and took something away from it. But yeah, let's say goodbye to 2017 and ring in 2018. Bye guys.